Right guys, Claytorification is back once again with the second episode of the Road 2043 with Vidar, and the question which really should be on most of your lips, all of your lips, is did Vidar make it up first go out of second division Group 3? I can't speak. So excited, I know the answer and I'm excited. So I'm not sure how you lot have managed to survive. I'm surprised some of you managed to sleep because it's just so goddamn exciting. I jest, of course. But as you can see, yes, we have been promoted. 64 points, 7 points clear of Floy. 4 games drawn, lost 2. We won 20 games out of 26. It's a very impressive record there. If I do say so myself. Just a quick look at transfers, see if we bought anyone else in since the last episode. These two, Engeseth and Dahlum, who are both fringe players, didn't really play much to be perfectly honest. Came on, maybe started the odd game when the rest of them, they're both midfielders. He's a centre mid with okay passing, good mentals and decent natural fitness. And Dahlum is he can play most places, kind of centre mid, left mid, right mid, attacking midfield and striker, which was quite useful. Stats wise, not the best really, but as I said, he was just rotation. So let's just have a look. No, let's not do that. Let's have a look at the fixtures. So yeah, so you saw that one. So we're now here with away to Nesotra, a good 2-1 win. Midtjylland scoring 2-2. Herum getting his first of the season on 51 minutes. Trond Brunestad scoring in the 6th minute to open the scoring for Nesotra, but we battled back and ended up getting the win. A nice 2-1 victory. Then lost our first game of the season at home to Notterdam. Kamal Saliti, let's go with that, scoring. We didn't turn up. Simple as that. Herum had a bad game. Storhaug had a bad game. Bergilt. So my 3 attacking players didn't play very well. My defence wasn't there. My midfield didn't control it. It was a poor game all over, to be perfectly honest. Never like winning. And then it got even worse. We lost at home on penalties to Strun, who aren't actually in a division. So yeah, that says a lot really. I put out a weaker squad than usual, but it wasn't a reserve squad by any means because I don't have any reserves. But yeah, less about that the better. Lennox Carney scoring 2, Storhaug getting 1, but it was just useless. We were just not at the races today, and we move on. We then continued our poor form with a 1-1 draw away to Viking 2, the second Viking team, and as you might have seen earlier, they finished bottom of the table. So yeah, I wasn't really happy about that. Hofstall not having a good game, nor was Bergilt or Boyfoot or Storhaug, or actually many of my players, which probably tells a lot of the story. We then went on a massive, unbelievable run of form. I think we won 11 in the row or something. Started off with a 2-1 win at home to Arsana. Lunda scoring his 3rd goal of the season. Christian Klepaka scoring a penalty in the 39th minute both of those after Tommy Gorstad has scored in the 8th minute to put Arsana in the lead, and it's a good 3 points there for us. We then followed up with a 1-0 victory away to Fillingsdalen. Storhaug in the 52nd minute. Good clean sheet, defence played well. Herum didn't actually enjoy the best start to this season, so after me talking him up and stuff in the first episode, he didn't really have the best start of the season. If you'll see, Carnu was banging them in more at the start, but you'll see when Herum starts to pick it up a bit. We then faced Elgard at Lasagras, and it's our home stadium, and won 3-2. Klepaka, Carnu and Norgan making it 3-0 before half-time, and then I committed the cardinal sin of sending my players passionately. I'm pleased with how things are going. Keep it up. I never do that. I'm not sure what possessed me to do that in this match, but I did it, and it almost cost me the match. Whenever I do that, my players turn complacent, they switch off, and they let the other team back into it, as you can see here, and we almost dropped points, but fortunately, we held on, and a nice 3-2 win. We then went to Fana and got a nice 2-1 victory. Herum, there we go, scoring in Carnu. Those two, probably my best 2 players of the season, along with Midtjylland, who's just a beast. So we were 2-0 up, and then we lost a bit of concentration at the end, which allowed Bjorkheim to score a consolation in the 90th minute. But it didn't matter. We went on 2-1 winners. We then played Vimbiat at their place and ran out 4-0 winners. Klepaka, Storhaug, Everson and Lunda getting 4 goals, 4 different goal scorers, which was good. And yeah, everyone played well. Bjornsson, man of the match. Even though he didn't score, a defender getting man of the match in a 4-0 victory says a lot, really, doesn't it? But the whole squad played well. I mean, the lowest rating starting was a 7.0, and that's completely fine. By me, my dog's woofing. I apologise if you can hear that. We then won 1-0 at home to Floy, Lasse Ihler in the 87th minute to win us that one. Yeah, we weren't really at the races today, but Ihler came on as a substitute and managed to get us the win, which was very, very satisfying. We then carried on this run with a nice 2-1 victory at home to Egersund. There we go. Norgren scoring, Bjornsson and scoring an own goal to equalise for them. But then Herum, I think this is the start of his run of form here. Herum scoring the winner in the 16th minute after coming on. Did he come on? No, he started the match. Sorry, my mistake. Just a quick thing. I won't tell you about that yet. I'll tell you about that later. We then went to Brand 2 and ran out 5-2 winners. They took the lead twice through Calvert. We equalised through Kanu. Then Dalsbo scored in the 26th minute, and then we just kind of turned it up a notch and they couldn't compete with us. Kanu getting a hat-trick, Herum scoring 2, and once again it's those two combining to help us pick up the 3 points. Defence wasn't too impressed with conceding 2 goals, but a 7.9, an 8.2, and a 7.8, and a 7.4. 3 out of the 4 defenders got above a 7. Then it tells me that the attacker was just actually quite good and the defence couldn't really do anything about it. Then went to Arendal and ran out 3-0 winners. Kanu and Herum again scoring. It's a nice clean sheet there. Nice easy win. Arendal didn't really put up much of a fight. Another 3-0 win next to Arna Bjorna. Kanu and Storhaug. Kanu getting 2 and Storhaug getting just the 1 for us here. Nice 3-0 win. Once again, the other team didn't really put up much of opposition, and we didn't really break a sweat. We then ended our almost legendary run of wins at home to Nesotra. Kanu and Heron once again, the 2 goal scorers for us, and then again a defender, my left back, getting man of the match. Kind of says about our defensive performance rather than our attacking performance. But a 2-0 win, nice and easy. We then dropped points for the first time in 11 games away to Nottingham. But to be honest, Nottingham were the team who beat us. They're the only team who had beaten us so far in the season. So to go to their place and get a point really wasn't that bad. Heron getting the equaliser in the 82nd minute, and I was quite happy with that performance. Moving on, we then beat the Viking 2 3-1 at Lassagras. Maldal, Everton and Dahlem scoring. Everton and Dahlem were rotational players. Dahlem, as I showed you earlier, was one of the loan signings. But if you can see here, Tor Torstensson, which is what I was going to say earlier, he was on loan to us, but Viking messaged me saying, "What? He's not playing. You said he was going to be playing." And to be honest, he wasn't good enough. I didn't think he was good enough. He wasn't better than Kanu. He wasn't better than Herum, so I wasn't playing him. They were annoyed. They wanted to play him. I wasn't going to, so I terminated his loan. And he got a 5.9 on his return to Vidar, so it looks like I made the right decision. The same went for Klepaka. I think it was his. I'm not sure where his parent club was. It might have been Viking, but I'm not sure. Yeah, they messaged me as well saying he's not playing enough. Play him or terminate his loan, so I terminated his loan. Even though he did enjoy quite a good start to the season, he couldn't continue it, and Heron and Kanu kind of took over the mantle of goal scoring. We then had another 3-1 away to Asana. Heron and Kanu once again getting the 2 goals. 3 goals even. Heron scoring 2, Kanu getting 1. Golstad pulling one back in the 40th minute, but Heron restoring our 2-goal advantage in the 59th minute, just before the hour, which was very nice. Then 1-1 at home to Fillingsdalen, which I think we just got a bit complacent here, really. We took the lead in the 50th minute. We were all over them. I know you can't see the stats. I'm not sure why you can't see the stats. There we go. We weren't all over them. I seem to remember we were all over them that match, but apparently not. They had more shots on target, so it looks like we were actually quite lucky to come out with a point there, but from what I remember, we should have won that. Just lack of concentration in the last 10 minutes, and Abrahamson in the 84th minute grabbed the equaliser to give them a point to go home with. We then went to Algard and won again. Herum and Ela getting the 2 goals this time. Either side of Fjeldsbo equalising in the 39th minute. There's not really much to say about that again. A nice victory. Defence, as you can see, played quite well. Kanu got an 8, which was quite good, even though he didn't score, which means that he had a good game. And yeah, that was a nice 3 points again. We then beat Fana 4-0. Herum got to Ela and Kanu with the 90th minute consolation. It wasn't really a consolation, just kind of added on to the route that was already happening. Herum man of the match, which people would expect really, but once again our defence 8.6, 8.2, 8.3, 7.5 says a lot about how good our defence is. I know Herum got a 9.4 and Kanu got an 8.1, but in a 4-0 victory you'd thought that all the praise would go on to the strikers, but looking at our defence, they played their part equally as important. That doesn't make any sense. Moving on, we then played Floy away, and incidentally this was Vidar's last game of the season. It was away to Floy, and they needed a point to stay up. We needed 3 points to kind of carry on our promotion charge. We got the 3 points we needed. Herum getting the first hat-trick of my reign as Vidar manager, whereas in real life Vidar got a 0-0 draw and managed to get the point they needed to stay up in the division for another season, so congratulations to them. Herum getting a hat-trick. It was all about him this match. Kanu didn't really turn up. Idland did in 8.4, and Midbo Lunda in the centre defence did well as well, but Herum, this was the Herum story. A nice 3-1 victory away to Floy, who finished second. We then kind of stuttered a little bit here. Went to Vinbjart and got a 1-1 draw. No, we were at home to Vinbjart and got a 1-1 draw. Christian Tveit scoring first in the 32nd minute, and Storhaug equalising in the 79th. Kanu and Herum didn't turn up, which was for one of the first matches in, it's got to be about 20 matches they hasn't turned up for, so it's about, I'll let them off this one. They've dug me out of a hole so many times this season. I let them have one bad game, and the fact that they had a bad game kind of says a lot about the rest of our squad. If they had a bad game, the rest of our squad don't show up. But a point's a point towards promotion. That was good. We lost away to Egersund. Kanu wasn't playing this match for some reason. I can't quite remember. He was either injured or suspended. I wouldn't have dropped him. But we lost. Herum didn't turn up again. Brought on Bergilt, who had a very, very slightly better game, but we were rubbish that game, and we move on. We then last 2 games of the season at home, both at home. First one against Arendal. Kanu and Herum back together, back on form. Herum with the 77th minute winner in front of 118 people at Lassegrass. Yeah, I've just noticed Christian Tveit played against us again. Is he the same one? No, he's another Christian Tveit. Of course, he's another Christian Tveit. Ignore me. Yeah, once again, our defender getting man of the match, which says a lot about our defence, and a nice clean sheet. And then we finished off with a 4-1 victory at home to Brand 2. Herum getting 2. Storhaug and Carl Henrik Refvik on his debut for us. He's a 19-year-old striker. He came on as a substitute for Herum and managed to it was a tap-in. A nice goal on his debut with 6 minutes left. Herum, with that penalty there, managed to get his 20th goal of the season. So it's kind of a nice way to finish. A nice, convincing victory. Shame we didn't get a clean sheet, but a convincing victory. A goal on the debut for Refvik, and 20 goals for Herum. So if we look at the stats, you can see top goal scorer, of course, went to Herum. He got 20 goals and 24 appearances, which is just incredible. Kanu following with 14 and 21. Storhaug got 7, and then you can see we're going into the not as regular goal scorers. You're not going to do that? You're not going to do that. Why aren't you doing that? Oh well. So yeah, Lunda 4, 3, 2, 2, 1 on 1. You can see that for yourselves. And then all the non-goal scorers down here. Appearance-wise, Bjornsson started every single game for us this season. League and Cup. So that's 26 in the league, and then that one disastrous appearance in the Cup. Lunda close behind with 26, and Hofstall with 26. Hofstall didn't start the Cup match. I played Dreidel in goal. Roy Dreidel. Yeah, he didn't really show up, to be honest. He was a bit crap. But then, yeah, Kent Smith 25, Norwegian, Maldal, Heron. There you can just see. There we go. Average rating wise, Lunda been incredible for me, 7.81. Lennox Carney with 7.59. Neverdal, my left back who was injured. He got injured maybe halfway through the season. That's why he's only played 16 games. Heron there in 4th place, totally deserved, and Bjornsson. So that means we are promoted into the 1st division along with Alta, Asker, and I think it's some team from Oslo. Yes, KFUM Oslo also going up with us into this division. This division we are going into next season. I've played a bit ahead. I think I'm about a quarter of the way through this season. I'm not going to tell you how I'm doing. You'll have to wait and see. Next video will be out when I'm about halfway through this season. So once I've played everyone once, then I'll go through transfers that I've made, transfers that have players have come in, players have gone out, and just a recap of the first season of Vidar's season in the Norwegian 1st Division, which has a weird name. What does it say there? Adekoligaen. Once again, I apologise for my pronunciations. Norwegian names are hard. What can I say? I think that's all from me then. Yep, so I shall see you in the next vid. Like the video, subscribe, spread the word, you know, all that rubbish that you lot do. Brilliant, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.